excited to see everybody in person. And I believe we have a few people joining us virtually as well. So hopefully you can hear me. And then we can hear you if you have any questions for those that are joining us. So there's not a presentation. So those joining us virtually, you'll just see the town hall slide, and everyone else, you just get to see me. So I'm sorry. But with that said, I guess we'll start. First on the agenda is the COVID update. So currently we have 16 cases on campus. That is 13 team members and 3 residents. Since the start of shortly after Christmas, we've had almost 50 cases. So a lot of folks have come off and a lot of folks have cleared. We are seeing a trend that there are, the majority of folks have no symptoms or very, very mild symptoms. And most of those folks have been vaccinated. Quite a few have been boosted. It's been a mix between the two. But there was a question that was emailed in of any hospitalizations. And for Judson Park, we have not had any. So we haven't had any residents or team members that have had to go to the hospital. Looking at human good as a whole, as we're looking at this Omicron wave, as people are calling it, at our high point, we had about, at our high point, we had almost 500 cases across all 23 communities and 96 affordable housing communities. That was a mix between team members and residents, with the majority being team member cases. And in those 500 cases across the community, we only had about 5 folks that were in the hospital. So it is a big trend that we are seeing a lot of cases, but we're fortunate that there's a lot that aren't symptomatic or very, very slight symptoms. So I know that was a question that was written in. With that, I think everybody did receive that the Department of Health gave us several cases of take-home self-tests that were delivered by our gracious CARDS team. I think they were calling them pregnancy tests. So hopefully we didn't get confused. It was, here's a donut and a test. Is that what it was? Or Danish. Yeah. So we do have a few more of those. So if you are in need, please let us know. Contact the wellness team. Also, I know there have been some questions on so they can hear me. We don't have the supply to continually distribute out to residents, but if you happen to find yourself in the lobby and say, gosh, I forgot mine, or mine tore, we'll graciously provide one to you. So we can provide them as needed, but we won't be able to continually stock residents every day or several times a week. But if you need one, let us know. Yes, sir.
Are you going to distribute K95 masks?
Am I going to distribute K95 masks? We may have gotten or be getting a shipment from the Department of Health that we can distribute. They're the ones that provided us the test to hand out. If you are in need, I think let us know. I think we'll see what the demand is in the supply, and it is something we might be able to distribute.
I read in the paper this morning that different pharmacies are providing up to 3 per person. So if anyone's going grocery shopping.
Natalie is phoning in from the back of the room that she read in the paper. Different pharmacies are able to provide up to 3 per person. So if you are out and shopping and looking to get them.
And Dorothy's saying grocery stores too.
And Dorothy's saying grocery stores. So it sounds like there is an abundance out there. If it's something that we need to look at as a community too, I think let us know, give us some feedback, and we'll see what kind of supplies we can get our hands on as well. But as far as the general surgical masks, yes, if you find yourself out and about, hey, I need a new one. If you contact the front desk, we'll have some there. Good question. With that, I wanted to toggle into the reopening and the guidelines. I'll put this here. So we're very excited that we are able to gather in groups and have some reopening with less restrictive environment. With that, I did want to share that yes, there are still cases. Cases are still on the rise. So still advising people to be cautious. You know, if there is risk. The stance that we've kind of followed ourselves is we want to be able to provide residents with as much choice as the Department of Health will allow us. So they're saying, yes, you can have gatherings. Yes, you can have a group dinner, but make sure it's as safe as possible. So asking people to social distance where we can, wear face masks where we can. But I think what we're hearing an overwhelming voice from our current residents and even residents that are touring us as they're saying, we're over this. When can we get together? We're vaccinated, we're boosted, we want to be a sense of community. So we want to look to provide that in the safest manner possible. So if you are comfortable coming to group gatherings, please come. We may ask you to wear face masks and social distance. If you're not quite comfortable yet and you still want to do things virtually, we'll still look to host things in person and virtual. similar to what we're doing now for town hall. And then I know the Life Enrichment team is still looking at having carts and virtual offerings as well. So we'll be living in this world, offering both options to all residents. But really, I think what we heard is residents want to have the choice, and luckily the Department of Health has said yes. So in our residential and some assisted living settings, we're able to do that. Skilled nursing, unfortunately, they have said that is a different area, has different rules. But looking for the day that they're able to gather as well. Questions on that?
What about hugging?
What about hugging? Ray, I'll always give you a hug. I don't know that there is a specific rule on hugging. I guess the general would be it's up to yours and the person's comfort level. So if you want to give Bill Whistler a hug, Ray, you're welcome to. If Bill will take, he said no.
My wife has rules on that.
Yeah. Sam said so, has rules on that too. Good question. Other than that, along with it, there has not been any updates on visitation. I know that has been the next question that we keep seeing is when can we have family into public gatherings? When can we have family into dinner? As of now, they've still said no public into our gatherings, but we can open up for our residents. So as soon as we hear that that's able to change, we'll gladly look to do that as well. Because I know a lot of people have wanted to have family and guests engaged. Yes, Sam?
You were talking about general rules, but not in our own.
In your apartment, absolutely. You can have guests in your apartment. There's technically not a limit, although if you're in a studio apartment, I guess as much as you can fit comfortably, as much as someone will allow you to have. So within reason. And maybe you can hug them. I don't know. Other questions? Okay. Any other general questions before I leave COVID and go on to other topics? Okay. Projects. You may or may not have heard that we have a small project where we're going to redo the dining room in the chapel. Teeny tiny project. We had a construction meeting today, and I know Tim and Jesse are prepared to give a little bit more information, but we're really excited to start this. I know it's been talked about for a while, it's got pushed back a little bit. We are still anticipating that at middle of March is probably when it will start. And it does contain the whole dining room. It does contain the chapel. That is tables, that is chairs, that is floors, that is walls, paint, that is lighting. It's a new host desk. Right as you enter into the dining room. And then depending on timing, we're also going to reupholster the chairs in the chapel. So they'll have a new fabric design. The designers are bringing us options that we'll then bring to the resident team to look at and give us feedback. But excited for all this to happen. So I think it just dawned on us that next month's town hall will be the last town hall in the old chapel. And the next time we'll be able to host it will be in our new redesigned dining room chapel. So excited for that to happen. If you have not seen the design already, it is on Cubico or JP Connect. So if you go and it's loaded in, you can look at the designs, the color schemes, and things of that nature. If you're not able to find it, let us know and we can share it with you. But more information to come. But as of now, the project is a go and we're gearing up to get ready. And I know Jesse is gearing up to talk about what does dining look like during that process. We've kind of had some conversations. We brought things to Diesel, to council, and are now looking to finalize those plans. So more to come on that. Questions on that for you?
Will the bistro be our only source of food?
Will the bistro be your only source of food? It will not. There will still be options for delivery and to go, as well as the bistro. And there may or may not be a dining option elsewhere too. I don't want to steal Jesse's thunder. Yes.
What's the length of time for this project? 3 weeks, 4 weeks?
Length of time that they originally gave us was about 90 days. It'll probably be a little less. I don't want to steal Tim's thunder. Questions? Other than that, as far as projects, we do have several others that we're looking at for this year. Some central areas that we have slated the walking path. So the outside walking path, if anybody tried to walk on it, it's a bit of an off-road experience. The solarium, as well as some options in Park Plaza, and then quite a bit in the health center, looking at redoing the first floor of some of our resident apartments, as well as our gym. We are fortunate to have great gym space. So excited to see those projects start. Once we get started and probably a little bit further along with this bigger project, we'll have better ideas and timelines and projections for those other projects as well. I'm excited for that to come. Question on projects. The next one of the things we brought to resident council is that we noticed our open forums. So if you recall, we have our town halls and then we have our open forum. Open forum originally started as just having myself and or some of the directors in a room, and residents can come and ask any question you would like. And then with COVID happened, it just turned into a miniature town hall. And we've noticed that attendance at those open forums has trickled and trickled and trickled and trickled and trickled. And it seemed like it was almost more directors and managers on the call last time than residents. So we brought it to resident council and asked if there are any concerns if we just put open forum on pause for a little bit. So we'll put it on pause for February and March and on and see if we need to bring it back at a later date. So if you don't see it on the calendar, it's because we aren't hosting it, but if we need to bring it back, we can. So we'll have the weekly update. It still goes out every week, and we'll have town halls every month as well. So if there's something missing, let us know. Or if we say, gosh, we really need more information, or you just want to see my smiling face more, let us know. Questions or comments on that? All right. Next, I did want to share, I don't know how many of you had a chance or knew Miss Edith Calder. Does that name sound familiar to anybody? A few of us. So Edith left us a wonderful legacy gift to our Resident Benevolence Fund and our foundation. She left us a wonderful gift of $260,000 that will help support our future and current residents. So excited to share that and wanted to share a little bit about Edith. So for those of you that, did this turn on? No, we're good. I need to talk louder. It works, it doesn't work sometimes. Can you still hear me okay or no?
I'm on.
Feels on that, okay. So I wanted to share a little bit about Edith. For those of you that do or don't know, Edith joined us in 2013, and shortly thereafter convinced her sister Carol to join us as well. She was born in Billings, Montana, but moved to Seattle as a little girl. She graduated from West Seattle High School and then completed her teaching certificate at the University of Washington, where she met her future husband. She taught at Garfield High School. I remember Garfield, that's going to come back. She taught at Garfield High School, Lincoln High School, and Ballard High School before retiring after teaching for 35 years. Edith and her husband Bill were avid climbers, in fact, climbing every glacial peak in the state of Washington. Anyone else achieved that? Her sister. Anyone else planning on achieving it? Inspired by a gift from one of her students, Edith developed a love for the cartoon cat Garfield. You know who Garfield is? Collecting unique Garfield memorabilia, including Garfield cookie jars, Garfield salt and pepper shakers, and even a Garfield telephone. She mentioned that her prized possession is a photo of her taken while she was on a cruise commemorating the 25th anniversary of Garfield's creation with the artist Jim Davis himself. Edith was a wonderful member of our community, loved the foundation and loved attending the annual galas, and often bought a table at the galas to invite guests. So we are wonderful and fortunate to have such a lovely gift from Edith and want to thank her. Thank you, Edith, for a wonderful gift. Next I had was an IT update. So I don't know how many of you had a chance to meet or work with Michael Schmuck. He's our IT administrator. I think some of you have or know. He will be leaving Judson Park. He's found some opportunity to grow his career elsewhere. So next Friday will be his last day with us here on the community. We're working with our human good, or we call it Community Support Center, IT department on a transition plan. So what we're looking at is after Friday, we'll have some on-site support from some of our team members. So for the site conversion administration with buildings and grounds, we'll have remote support through the IT department, the centralized IT department, as well as potentially 1 to 2 days a week an IT administrator from another campus potentially coming on site. So what that means for you is if you have IT needs, please continue to use the same process going through either JP Connect or Works Hub. So it gets in the system. The centralized IT department is keeping an eye on it, as well as our team, for any needs that pop up. If there is a large need, something as, oh my goodness, my computer does not work at all, it might take a minute for us to get there. If it's something simpler, we might be able to help. And what they've even done in other communities is they've had a local team member bring a phone into the room, do a FaceTime with the IT tech to help walk the team member and the resident through fixing what it is. So looking for that as a transition plan. And what they've said is in other communities, they've actually had a pretty decent time filling in the recruitments, so they're not anticipating a large gap. But if it does look like we're not getting the applicants that we think we are, we would then look at having a contracted person come in and provide support during that transition. So thanking Michael for all he's done for our community and wishing him well in his next endeavor, and just going through a bit of a transition until we find our next IT administrator. Questions on that?
Now, what you are anticipating eventually having a replacement person.
Yes, we are anticipating that it will be replaced. So we will have somebody apply. That person serves Judson Park as well as some of the affordable housing in the Washington state, and then our community in Yakima, which I think the State of Washington has approved that as of February 1st will officially be human good. Eventually they'll start to support that community as well. So that is a very needed position for us and for Washington. Are you interested, Sam?
You wouldn't want my help.
Other questions? Yes, ma'am.
This Hugo and human good, I mean, JP Connect and Hugo, are they the same thing? I just using them, I don't know what they.
The question is JP Connect and Cubico the same thing. JP Connect is better. It's the same thing, we just renamed it. Yes, Cubico is the company and the platform, and we wanted to give it a name for us, for JP Connect. So it is the same thing, so apologies. Good question. Other IT questions? Okay. Next, wanted to welcome some new team members that introduced themselves when we had open forum virtually, but wanted to give them a chance to come say hi in person. And I see one hiding in the back, I think. But wanted to introduce Katie. Come on up, Katie. Is the Price is Right? You have to run up very excited. Katie is our new director of nursing in the health center, and I guess I'll let her tell you her background.
Great job. Wow, yeah, this wasn't explained to me earlier. So, hi. I'm Katie. Super happy to be here. I already feel the community and feel like I'm with family already. I'm from Oval, Washington originally. I was a part of Odd Fellows, which is another continuing care community, not-for-profit such as this. And I was the director of nursing there for 7 years. And yeah, happy to come to Judson and continue my career, continue helping with aging services and staying innovative and ahead of the curve and doing what I love.
Welcome. Any questions?
Oh, good. All right.
How is the shortage of nurses impacting us?
How is the shortage of nurses impacting us? Do you answer or do you want me to answer it? Oh, yes.
At least the new part.
Yes, she's saying she's too new to answer. How's the shortage of nurses impacting us? If you recall, gosh, I think it was October, we were seeing really the height of the staffing shortage, and decided that rather than relying on all the temp labor, we would adjust our occupancy in the health center to just the team members that we had. So our second floor, which has a capacity of about 46 residents, we drummed that down to about 15 so that we can really care for the residents with just Judson Park team members instead of agency staff. So we really saw that impact. Knock on wood, it sounds like we are now getting ourselves positioned and are having the applicant flow to start building that back up. So we've already got a few team members in the works. We've already got some CNAs to provide coverage and some potential nurses. that we can start to ramp back up. So we are still seeing nowhere near the volume we were seeing before, but we are seeing more and more qualified applicants ready to come. And in fact, we've had a few team members that have left that have now decided to come back. We realized the grass wasn't greener, so pointed in the right direction.
Hire nurses from the college.
Would we ever hire nurses from the college? Yes. We're actually partnered with Seattle Pacific University that we host their nurses doing their clinicals. Good question. Any other questions? Okay, I think. Okay, the other new person I wanted to introduce is still in her meeting with her team, and that's Toby Gloss, our assisted living nurse manager. So she'll come when she's done with the meeting. But the write-in question that we got after the agenda was printed was questions on the tax forms. I think so, most people might be familiar that a portion of your entry fee and your monthly fee can come up towards the end of February, early March. So once those are prepared, an audit is done by an independent auditor who then gives us a formal letter that says, based on your finances, this is what you can give your residents to bring their tax preparers. So look for that at the end of February, early March. And I see Toby walked in. Good timing, Toby. But wanted to introduce Toby Gloss. She's our assistant nurse manager. I know she introduced herself on open forum virtually, but wanted to give you a chance to do it in person. So come on up.
Everyone doesn't have to crank their head.
Had to get through.
No worries.
Oh, gosh, no, not a microphone. I don't know how to use that. All right, hi, everyone. I think Jonathan took care of it, right?
Is there anything you would like to add?
No, I'm just trying to get my bearings along with Carol over there. We're planning on trying to change up a lot of processes, so expect to see some changes over the next month. Anything I can answer questions from anybody?
How long have you been a nurse?
Oh, you want all that stuff, huh?
High level.
Okay. All right, so my high level stuff, been a nurse for 30 years. I hate to say that, it makes me sound old. And then I've done both acute care, which is hospital work, for about 17 years. I taught nursing for 8 years. I've done pediatric home health hospice, so a little bit of a gamut of everything. Then assisted living, now just a little year and a half, I guess. So a little bit new industry for me. Yeah, married, got grandkids, got 2 boys, 2 granddaughters. It's kind of my life. Live here local, down over at Redondo. Many of you that know that area. In a nutshell, you can say.
Questions for them?
Yes.
The question is it true there's a shortage of teachers for nurses?
Yes, there is a shortage. Yep.
And Toby actually used to do clinical instruction as well.
Well, that was part of the teaching, yes. And my clinical instruction was here at Judson Park over in the health center. So I did know, and still do for the staff members that are still here, that worked over there, know them. Yeah. So kind of like coming full circle,
See?
just in a different capacity now.
With no other questions,
Did you
welcome
good?
Toby,
Okay.
welcome Katie. You got off easy.
We did. All right.
Thank you.
Yep.
That is it for my items. Any general questions of me before I turn it over? Yeah, okay. I think next is Carmen Hudson in sales. Come on, Carmen. What is she?
Can you do my Vanna?
Can I be your Vanna?
Yeah.
Sure.
Hi, everyone, I'm Carmen, and everyone here. Chuck and Sandy. I love seeing your residents here at the meeting, so hello. We had a couple residents that moved in January. We had Madeline Hagan join us in apartment 417 earlier in the month. So I hope those of you on the 4th floor and others have gotten to know Madeline. She's very sweet. And we also have a move-in happening right this second, as we're in this meeting. We have Roxy Kemp joining us. She's moving from Olympia, and she's really excited to be here. She's moving into apartment 315. So her moving truck is here, and she's getting things settled. So hopefully she can join us at our next meeting. We currently have 6 residential living officers. We're still slated to move in the next couple of months, and we currently have 7 apartment independent living. So we are working hard to get those filled back up, and we already have a lot of interest. We're still seeing a lot of sales activity. So that's exciting, even at the first of the year, to see new faces and people interested in moving in. So that's good. Our assisted living is almost full and our Medicare is almost full as well. So things are going well. Any questions on occupancy for me? Okay, and then we did do a project with Darlene Larson, who I don't see here right now, but she did mention that we did do a photo shoot and we did do a sales collateral update. And so Jonathan is my Vanna here, but we had a big photo shoot in August that some of you participated in, so thank you. But Human Good has put together a brochure kind of folder that all the communities of Human Good are using. But what's specific to Judson Park is there's this really cool magazine inside where all of the photos that we took for our photo shoot are in there. So it shows our beautiful views. We've got a beautiful picture of Bill and Jane Von Heater here down at Des Moines Beach Park. We'll just sort of flip through it here, but this is where we took some photos up on the 3rd floor deck at sunset one evening in the summer, and they just turned out beautiful. Of course, in here we've got Darlene and her Timmy made the cut. So Timmy's in our brochure, her dog, and some pictures of our new bistro and Doris and her beautiful flowers. Tom on his boat, and so that's exciting. And I love this picture, and I'm going to leave some back on the table back there by Trudy. So if you want to grab one and take a look at it, this is a beautiful photo they took of Tom and Marilyn Smith at their apartment, and they had Tom and Marilyn who were kind of hugging out on their deck with the beautiful view behind that photo. So it's really nice to have some new photos. We're going to be updating our website with a lot of photos from that. Brochure. We have a really nice site map as well. So if you're interested in having one of those, let me know. But it's really been fun to have some updated materials. So we're excited about that. So I'll leave some on the back table if you want to take a look, or if you want to stop by our office, we're happy to give you one, or give you one to give to a friend who you might know that might want to move in here. We're happy to always give you lots of brochures and information. Any questions for me? Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Anna. Right? Turn this on or off? Oh, she's gonna run. I'm getting out of here before I have to work out.
All right. Hi.
There you go.
All right. Well, I am the fitness coordinator. I've met a lot of you this past few weeks in the hallway, and we've been exercising and having fun. Next week, we're going to have even more fun because classes start back up down in the rec room. I hope y'all know where that is, by the library. And the schedule will come out in the viewpoint, so you'll be able to start coming to classes. And we want to wake you up today. You don't look very tired, but sit away from your chair. Just kind of come back out away from the chair, so you're not using the chair to hold those back muscles. There we go. And just lift your shoulders to your ears and drop them and lift and drop them. Come on, lift. Nice. And alternate right and left and right and left. 2 more. Right, left, 1 more, right, left. Now, did you see someone sleeping? I won't even mention. Okay. Tap the heel out. Just tap your heel. Heel step. Heel step. Heel step. And remember, brains. Push the hands. So rest. Oh, I can see coming out of the ears. The brains are working here. Tap. Tap. 1 heel at a time. 4, 3, 2. Good. Now you can march or bring your heels up in place. Just marching. I'm gonna put this down for a second. And take your hands and roll them. Reverse. 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 Okay, nice. 1 more brain wake up. Clap your legs. And clap your hands. And then cover over the 2 top, 2 bottom. And y'all remember how to snap? Okay, we're going to do it 2 times each. So it's 2, clap, cross, cross, snap, snap. 2 legs, 2 claps, 2 and 2 snaps. 1 more time. And then speed it up. I can't even do it. And faster. Surprise. Wow, I'm impressed. Your way. At least you're confused. I don't know. Thank you. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, Kim. Tim is here for jumping jacks.
Hello? Hello? Is it bad that I'm sweating right now? Oh, not prepared for that. Hi, everybody. It's good to see everybody. We're going to talk about projects right now. First of all, the big one on everybody's mind is project. So what we do, as Johnson said, we're starting in March. So that's exciting. We have a date. It's the 14th is when we're going to be starting. And then we're anticipating it. He's like, it's going to take 90 days. And I'm like, no, we got to do it faster. So we're hoping, and Johnson's like, no longer, and I'm like, no shorter. So we're gonna try and have you guys done in about 75 days. So we're gonna see how quick we can get this thing done. All right. So yeah, we're gonna, we'll shut the doors here. We're gonna clear everything out, do carpet, paint. So we're gonna start on the carpet and the flooring down there. We're gonna move them this way. We're gonna start on this end with the lighting and go this way, and then they're gonna cross in the middle. There's gonna be homogenation. It's gonna be wonderful. We're going to try and get it done as quick as possible. So hopefully you guys aren't going to see much of the construction because it will be behind closed doors. They're going to be using the entrance back here, coming in and out of the doors here. So you should very rarely see construction people. They'll have a bathroom up there, so they should not be coming into your living area. So that should be good. I would ask that when we do start construction, we will put up cones and reminders. If you do tend to use this back area, be very cognizant of there will be staging of materials and things out there. We'll try and set up a walkway for you guys where they don't put anything, but try and minimize your usage of that area when we do have construction going. So that would be appreciated. We don't want to get anybody hurt. Other than that, yeah, I'll let Jesse talk about the food and how we're getting you guys fed, but we're really excited about the project. It's going to look beautiful, and as you guys can see on people go and the JP, connect, that we can really, it's going to look awesome. I'm really excited. Yeah, I've been excited since we did the visa. So it'll be good. Any questions on the dining room project, just logistically?
Could you use that big word again? Was it imagination?
Imagination. No. What else do I got? We've got some apartment renovations going on right now. We just had one complex in Roxas actually came off quick, and then we do have another apartment up on the third floor. We're going to submit that for permit here shortly, and so that will be another renovation we got going. We have two set to come off the books, one on the first floor and another on the third floor. That should be done in the next 2 weeks. So we're ripping and rolling. People are ready to move in. So as soon as we're done, they're going to be moving in. We have another project over in the health center. I don't know if some of you have been in the health center recently. We've always had issues with the TVs over there, with the signal, the way it's been set up. It's a rather, I don't want to get into details, but the infrastructure for the cable is poor over there. And so what we're doing is we're pulling out all of the cabling and recabling the entire building so that every TV is going to have a nice strong signal and nobody was going to have issues when they're watching their TV or getting channels or things being down. So really excited about that. It'll be a huge upgrade for our residents over in the health center, and it's going to be really nice.
Amen.
Amen. Any questions on that? It's behind the scenes and you probably won't notice it, but it's going to be a big upgrade. So very excited. And final project that I'm working on in the near future is we did have a meeting with our for the new cameras that we're going to put up. We're going to be putting up new security cameras across the entire campus. Our current ones have been end of life for about 3 or 4 years, and we finally got funded to go ahead and replace those and get us up to speed with some good cameras so that we can kind of hopefully curb some of the the issues with people coming onto campus or things being stolen. So we'll have cameras pointing, so hopefully cars coming in out of the campus, get license plate, that kind of thing to kind of deter and respond to some of these things that have been happening. So very excited to have that going on. So we're going to be picking the vendor. We've gotten our bids. We've done our due diligence, and so we're down to 2 contractors. We're going to choose them. As soon as we do choose them, that's done at a little higher level than me. But once that's chosen, we're going to go ahead and put the order in. As soon as they arrive, we'll get those. Very excited for that too. So any other questions? All right, I will pass it off. Thanks, guys.
Jesse.
All right, hi everyone. How's everyone doing? Tim, thanks for not doing any aerobics.
Good to see everybody again. And for those of you who I haven't had an opportunity to meet over the last couple of months, my name is Jessie. I've been back for about a month now. I was on maternity leave for 3 months, and I'm super excited to be back just in time I guess I have the really good news of the group. So thanks for not spoiling it. But we're opening the dining room on Monday. Woo! It's the old dining room. Okay, we're opening the dining room on Monday, and we will have this dining room open until approximately March 14th, when we will transition to nothing you're not gonna eat. So we're gonna really have to speed this thing up. We are going downstairs to the Rainier in the Plaza. We will be a pop-up dining room, if you will, in our recreational area that Activities has graciously been sharing the space with us so that we can set up our dining room down there. Right now, we're looking, we'll probably be able to accommodate about 50 seats or so. So reservations will be required during this time to make sure that we can accommodate everybody equally. Of course, delivery and pickup will still be available during our construction time, as well as delivery and pickup options will be available when our dining room opens on Monday as well. So nothing changes there. Your zone times will stay the same, delivery times will stay the same. You'll just have the opportunity to dine as a group if you like. So very excited there. We do ask, safety precautions, of course, please wear your masks as you're coming into the dining room until you're seated, and then you're welcome to take it off once you're seated and ready to eat. Let's see what other good stuff we got here.
Bistro.
The bistro during construction time also will not only be available, it'll be available extended hours. So we will have the bistro open breakfast, lunch, and dinner up till 6 o'clock. You might have to modify menus a little bit to accommodate the extra flow of food going around, but we will keep you updated on all of that through towards the end of February. We'll let you know what those menus look like. But we still have February. We're very excited. We have some different events going on for February, including we have a special Valentine's Day meal, as well as our regular menu will be available. We're finally going to do wine club. Woo! Very excited to finally get wine club going again. I think the last one we did was in September. That was gone. And then we had to reschedule it and reschedule it again and reschedule it again. So we'll be focusing on Southern Hemisphere wines. If you're interested in coming on down, it's about an hour and a half. We get to drink, get to listen to me talk and get drunk, and it's great. But you can get drunk. It'll be located here in the dining room before dinner time. So it is available to go. If you'd like to sign up for that, or let myself or I know you can just sign up for that as well. We also will be having a couple of cards with activities to celebrate Lunar New Year, and Chef will also be putting on a teaching kitchen for the month of February. So lots of fun stuff coming down. We want to keep everybody busy and keep everyone fed. No longer, I promise. Is there any other questions?
I said accommodate 50 upstairs. What will you be able to accommodate starting Monday here?
Well, starting Monday here, we'll be at about 75% capacity, so we will be able to see-ish. Yeah, there shouldn't be any issues. We do recommend reservations, of course, but we will always accommodate walk-ins as well, because we know that not everyone always has tables.
During construction, will seating be allowed in the bistro area?
Yes, oh, yeah, thank you. I almost skipped right over that. The chairs are back in the bistro. You are once in the bistro again, and that will be construction as well.
Also, what is set up be like? Will there be tables?
They're all floor sheets. So based on what tables that we have to use, and to maximize the space that we can get in that rectangle, they're all going to be 6 tables of 6. So there will be communal opportunities. Yeah, that's a really good question. Because we're not utilizing tables from up here. These are going to get done as part of the construction. We're going to be using tables that are available to us, and they're all big. They're all big. Any other questions about the current dining room, bistro? More will keep coming as we learn more about construction. We'll just keep updating information. And of course, this is also, the information is duplicated in the weekly update and in my weekly email. Okay. Fantastic. I think, oh, I'm sorry, Shirley.
So you're taking reservations now?
Yes, we sure are. Absolutely. So reservations are open for the dining room starting Monday. And we will probably open like construction reservations as we get much closer, probably beginning of March.
Did you want to mention in between construction, like a few days before?
I did. Why did I bring my notes? I'm not going to read it. So there will probably have to be a couple transitional days between when we can close this dining room down and go down to the plaza. So please just keep that in mind. We will still have delivery available. We may have to go to 100% delivery while we try to get everything pulled out of this room, transition all of our supplies and service tools down into the plaza and setting up the tables and such.
be having a community table?
Yes. Well, yes. Since the community table was kind of new to me, it started fantastic idea while I was in my absence, but we actually now have 5 tables that can accommodate 6 or more people. So we have several tables that are available that will go unreserved, so that people can come to the reservation. Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
All right, good to see everyone. And the people we can't see, we're glad you're here too. A couple of things that I was going to mention. We were so glad to begin to see residents coming back together. You'll see a little reminder. I think it's nothing new. Just as we begin to have greater group events, we want to remind people about, just taking a little bit of time to be safe and, for the things that you are attending. Thank you so everyone for wearing your mask. Thank you so much for using hand sanitizer as you come into the events. We recommend using it as well when you leave. And then if you're not feeling well, stay home. Just even if you are not testing positive, we just want to take that extra precaution. I do have more of the home test kits available if you stop by the reception desk or the wellness clinic. Heaven forbid, we want to try to keep everything at bay so we can continue to gather. For coming events, we have some fun things that we're looking forward to in February. Some of them are kind of carryovers from January, as we had anticipated being able to start things up, but we're looking forward to it. And I want to say thank you. We had 60 residents who participated in an interest survey. That was in late November. And we had hoped to get so much of it going, but now we'll have that opportunity with February coming to see some things, opportunities coming together. So Kimberly has an amazing class schedule. I should have said, Kimberly, you can talk about your extra classes. We had the opportunity to bring in a few specialty instructors to help subsidize the classes. So we'll have yoga classes on Friday afternoons in the month of February. We will have a healing dance or therapeutic dance instructor coming in a couple of times during the month of February. And we'll also have a Tai Chi instructor offering a sample class. That was one of the things from the survey that showed a lot of interest. Folks were interested in Tai Chi, and we've heard folks asking whether we have that option here. We'd love to hear your feedback about all of those classes, and whether you love them, whether you'd like to see something different. You can let me know, Kimberly know, Douglas know. We really appreciate all of your feedback, ideas, and suggestions. Kimberly, anything else that you think would be helpful?
Yeah, I've heard that people would like a Zumba class that cannot yet found an instructor. So if you know someone who teaches a Zumba Gold, which would be a senior Zumba, if you could get them in touch with me.
And I'll just repeat that in case it was not for anyone to hear, that we have heard interest in Zumba. So we do with the therapeutic dance, there's some relation, but it's not exactly like the Zumba classes. So we don't have an instructor. So if you know of someone, who might know someone, love to have your connections, and that resource available for Kimberly. And we'll definitely add that if we can to the calendar. Any questions about the fitness changes? Marty? Yes, Marty is saying there's also the possibility of adding some water aerobics or visits to the local pool. So Mount Rainier, I know Kimberly is a visitor, and going back one other time, we'd love to know this, because of course, Kimberly classes that she's offering here. So we want to make the best use of her time. So if it's something that you're interested in, or you want to know more, please talk with Kimberly about that. Thanks, Marty. Any other questions on that subject? All right. So then, getting on with our February calendar, we hope you're well rested from all these. Sam.
We were originally technically single for a men's fellowship on Monday.
We have a men's happy hour, men's fellowship. That's a nice way to do it.
Is that a goal?
It is a go for Monday. Yes, 3:30. Is that right, Doug?
Yes, but instead of the landing, it's in the rec room.
To provide a little more elbow room, we will have that group at 3:30 in the rec room. And so that'll be the change to that. But thank you for asking, Sam. Yeah, you got it. All right. And then on the 1st of February, we have the Lunar New Year, Chinese New Year special card, compliments of dining services. So we'll look forward to seeing everyone then. And then we also had a surprise and delight card planned for Wednesday. So you'll see Doug and I, or Brady, or some combination across those couple of days. In light of the survey, Douglas has added a number of different events throughout the month of February that sounded to be of interest. So there will be travel logs starting the first Wednesday of the month. It looks like we'll be offering an opportunity to learn more about lighthouses. So that'll be kind of cool. And then we'll offer an opportunity to get together for card games early in the month and board games later in the month. So I'll leave you for all the details. Let's see here. We have a new resident social. I want to say thank you to Jenny Thurston, who has kind of inspired us to think, how can we, with all of the disruption that we had to our normal schedules and connections, how can we help new residents to get together and find out more about life and that'll be on the 9th, which also will be today. So, maybe they'll be, I don't know. We also have a few CII classes that will be happening. I think we're still offering them on Zoom, but also here in the chapel. It's going to be a combination class. And thank you to everyone who came to our Zoom class yesterday as we scrambled with the technology. But we will have Jennifer Jones, and she will be talking about global issues, the islands and mainlands of Southeast Asia. And that should be really interesting. That'll be on the 10th. And later in the month, we have TM Cell on his regular schedule. See here on the 13th of February, are you ready for some football? That'll be the last time until football. So we will have an option of coming together in the landing to watch that game and have a few snacks and refreshments. That starts at 3:30. We have a Valentine's Day special part. And I want to just spend a couple minutes talking about another special opportunity that we hope to see everyone participate in. How many of you have looked at some of the pictures that we featured from last year's events? We've had them on the JP Connect, but also on the TV out in Sarah's office. So I hope you guys come by, see some of the pictures. We would love to feature your pictures if you're willing to share them in advance of Valentine's Day. And we're not going to find for you what love is. If you want, you can share a picture of your spouse. You can share a picture of your grandchild, because that's love. You can share a picture of that, because we know of all of the connections. So share them, just demonstrate love now or in the and share those photos on the section desk. More details. So we'd love to feature you if you're willing to share your photo with us. And then beyond that, starting back on the 15th, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, Jenny Thurston is going to be offering mahjong lessons. So it's Asian mahjong, and that'll be happening twice a week. So I know some of you were participating in the past before we had to close things down. We hope everyone comes back and others of you try it if you haven't yet. We'll also later that week have an opportunity if you're interested in being a part of a book club. That was another high interest opportunity on our interest survey. And we haven't in the past. Dorothy Hill was instrumental in helping keep together the book club and get it organized. So we'll look ahead to starting that up again. And hopefully, even if I know there's a few people who said, well, I'm a reader, but I'm not really a group participator, you can still learn what other people are reading. So let's come together and talk about what that might look like if you love to read like I do. And then on Saturday, the 19th, we'll begin some bridge refresher lessons that Phil Thurston is graciously offering. Jenny shared that Phil is a master bridge.
Oh, yeah, I don't know, top level.
Top level, whatever the top level of bridge.
Platinum, I don't know.
Some sort of heavy metal. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're excited that he's going to be offering some refresher lessons. He really wants to make it open and accessible for anyone. He said, but at the end of the day, what the important part is having fun with it. So if you're a super competitive and serious bridge player, and if you get mad at somebody who talks during bridge game, that's probably not me. All right. Party bridge. Okay. On the 21st, I'm going to be hosting bingo. Another part of your feedback, we'll start offering again meditation classes with Catherine. Her name is on that of my mind, Catherine Judson. And so she'll be coming in for a 4-7 class starting on the afternoons on the 30th of February. She'll be also recording a class, so we'll be able to share that on the JP Connect. On the 22nd, Tuesday, we'll have a retired teacher social. How many retired teachers in this group? Well, there's quite a few in the room, and I bet even more out in the community. Love to be the fly on the wall to hear some of the stories of your experience as a teacher. A surprise and delight cart will come, our happy cart, on the morning of the 23rd. And then later that day, we have a travel log featuring Black History Month. Something we share, some there's Judson be sharing about. Right, so great. Our town hall in the month of February, we'll have some special guests from our Human Good Foundation, Anita Fairley and Michelle Madsen. I think our foundation committee is also connecting with folks who don't know about the work the foundation does, and the way it helps support residents of Judson. So look for more information on that. The final day of February 28th, we'll have our next fellowship. So quickly more that I did not tell you about, so just look at your calendar events. We'd love to have you share your ideas. Let us know what you're interested in, and we'll see how we can make it happen. How we can support you. Sam, please. What are you gonna say something
I can't speak for all this. When I say how much we appreciate what Nellie has been doing for so long to try to keep our lives interesting and involved in these difficult circumstances. So thank you so much.
Okay, so you'll have a weekend to kind of look through the viewpoint, and you can go on the JP Connect and start signing up. And that was frantically getting everything in. There's so many options. Okay. Well, half the month.
We'll be in there in about 2 hours.
Thank you, Douglas. It's a wonderful. I know, Shirley.